I was then adopted by a family.
Demonstrators descended on the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court on Tuesday as shockwaves rippled across the country after the leak of a draft Supreme Court decision that would overturn the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision, which recognized a constitutional right to abortion. Repealing Roe could have immediate implications on everyday lives and upend political races. It would mark a long-sought victory for Republicans, a catastrophic defeat for Democrats, and signal the beginning of a possible rollback in federally protected rights.
You know, if this decision holds, it's really quite a radical decision.
President Joe Biden on Tuesday criticized the draft and warned that more than abortion could be at stake.
It would mean that every other decision related to the notion of privacy is thrown into question.
The Supreme Court confirmed that the text, published late on Monday by the news outlet Politico, was authentic, but it said it may not represent the final decision of the justices, which is due by the end of June. The draft was authored by conservative Justice Samuel Alito, who wrote, quote, "Roe was egregiously wrong from the start." In it, he's joined by 4 other conservatives, including 3 appointed by former President Donald Trump. Alito's rationale is the Constitution only protects rights that he describes as being, quote, deeply rooted in American history and tradition, according to law professor Elizabeth Sepper at the University of Texas at Austin.
That's the test that he's using. And he says abortion wasn't one of those rights, that states had criminalized abortion periodically in our past, and therefore we know this isn't a right that's essential to our nation.
The decision is in response to a Mississippi law that would ban abortion at just 15 weeks, a law currently blocked by lower courts. But overturning Roe v. Wade could open a window to much wider abortion restrictions than just one ban in one state.
But of course, if abortion is no longer a constitutional right and a state can ban abortion, then so too may the United States, the federal government, ban abortion.
Well, more than a dozen states have laws protecting abortion rights. The Guttmacher Institute estimates 26 out of 50 U.S. states are certain or likely to ban abortion if Roe v. Wade is overturned, leaving women in large swaths of the U.S. Southwest and Midwest without nearby access to the medical procedure. At least 6 Republican-led states have already enacted new restrictions this year. The unprecedented leak of the draft decision, a bombshell breach of court protocols, sent Democrats scrambling.
The decision would be an abomination, an abomination.
Democratic Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called it a, quote, dark and disturbing day, and announced a renewed push for a federal law protecting abortion access.
We will vote to protect a woman's right to choose, and every American is going to see which side every senator stands on.
Abortion has been one of the most divisive issues in U.S. politics for decades. A 2021 Pew Research Center poll found that 59% of U.S. adults believed it should be legal in all or most cases, while 39% thought it should be illegal in most or all cases.
All right, shalom. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto this like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Be a quick show to the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. One of your brothers be edified. The utter madness that is Babylon the Great. And the last thing that I didn't see the whole video before I put this up, but that last thing that Chuck Schumer said, that's the most hilarious thing I ever heard in my life. To apply that to something where they're not even supposed to do, that show you that who's truly the devil. Let's look up, you know what? Let's play semantics. Look up the word. I didn't realize he said that part. That's funny to me. You got all these fucking people, not part of my French, all these fucking people out there, all these women that's out there, they're mad this whole thing is about to, because now, bitch, you got to be held accountable. Alright? Now you have to be held accountable. Stop fucking around. Anyway, the word abomination, regular dictionary, says a thing that causes disgust or hatred. Alright? It says a feeling of hatred. Now this is interesting. Let me see. So disgust of, he said this thing is a disgust of feeling of hatred. So Shouldn't a disgust and the feeling of hatred towards people that kills life within the womb, a life that cannot defend himself, would it not be considered a disgust of hatred? All right, this is disgusting, right? Now let me look up the word. Let me see. We know what it means in the scriptures. All right, let's look at the word, the etymology. I'm just curious, since he wants to throw that word out there so liberally. Abomination or abominable thing or action. Feeling of disgust, hatred, loathing, horror, repugnance, disgusting. Abomination of an act, a stem of abominara. I'm not too sure. I can't pronounce that in English. Was sue as an ill omen, or from which all of it. The word abomination just really extends from is in the Hebrew, all right, in the scriptures. So this devil calling this act, this law that's being passed, an abomination. That's so contrary from people that do abominable work. Matter of fact, let's go straight to the point. Isaiah 5:28. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." So, a law that was passed, Wade versus Roe, which the ironic thing about all this matter is the woman, I believe. Damn, I should have looked it up before I did this, but it doesn't matter. Y'all brothers could look it up. The woman that was the head of the whole thing she bought and sold, because it was a Netflix documentary on her. All right, and she pretty much said that she sold out for both sides. She started out with the abortion, and then she went to the pro-life. So this is the law. Let me look up the Roe versus Wade. Let me see if I can find. Oh no. Roe versus Wade, which we all know is dealing with the rights of women and all this. But I want to know who is the original. Damn, I forgot the lady's name. So they have in Wikipedia. I just want the lady's name. Where is it? Wikipedia. All these laws come from actual people or certain positions. Constitution of pregnant women. What is the woman's name? Jane Roe. Yes. Now we in business. All right, this woman right here. Okay, this is the hero, Norma McCover. This is the woman that they based upon the ruling was her versus I forgot what state it was. Everyone's gonna do the research. I'm not in the mood to kind of dig into, because I just want to hit a couple of points. And let me see. It's not gonna say, but like I said, there was a documentary where she actually admitted. I think I did a show on it. This is a long time ago. She actually admitted that she pretty much lied, and she took the other side. She became pro-life or something like that. They paid her off. All right. So this whole law. Let me see if I can find anything good. It says later in her life, Makova became. Oh no, there it is. Okay. It says Norma Leah Nilsson McCover, if I'm saying the last name right, also known as presumptive Jane Roe, was a plaintiff in the landmark American legal case Roe versus Wade, in which the Supreme Court ruled in 1973 that the individual state laws banning abortion were unconstitutional, which is a lie. Later in life, Makova became a evangelist Protestant and therefore a Roman Catholic and took part in an anti-abortion movement. So the same woman, you see how stupid people are? The same movement they wants to use as a the catalyst to their wickedness, all right, to make the move. The same person who said it, oh, we need to, women have the right to abort. She's switching on them, and look, she had 3 children. Funny. It says, Makova stated in her involvement in the role was the biggest mistake of her life during an interview shortly before her death. And you will notice with all these, what's this guy? Charles Darwin. What's the other guy in the wheelchair? Damn. Stephen Hawkins. This whole movement that once they was alive, they had bought in, and they blinded the people. But at their deathbed, they said that the shit that they was talking about was wrong. In their deathbed, meaning that's their last confession. So here it is. She confessed in her dying breath that was the biggest mistake of her life, and yet you have all these advocates that's out there protesting in the fact that that particular law is about to be overturned because these women are enjoying slaughtering their own children. All right. It says what Makova referred to as her deathbed confession. So wouldn't you respect somebody's deathbed confession? I'm just saying. She said she had been paid to speak against abortion and added that she continued to have abortion rights beliefs. So here she's playing devil's advocate. In one token, she's saying, oh no, that was the biggest mistake of her life, right? Then the next token, she said, oh no, people should have the rights to abort. This society is just all full of shit, and we're seeing it clear. So we got that part. It says back to Isaiah 5:20 says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." And you heard Chuck Schumer's out of his own goddamn mouth and said that this is the darkest time. This is an abomination. Which we look up the word abomination means disgusting. So this is basically saying this is disgusting that they're gonna not allow women to kill children within their womb. It says that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe to them that are wise in their own eyes, which is this particular generation, and prudent in their own sight, because they're right in their own mind. They actually think what they're doing is right. That's their God-given right. I think I heard women saying, pray for this person, and like they really think. It shows you the sickness that is Babylon, land of confusion. It says, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink. And those are the philosophies of Esau Edom, all right, which justify the wicked for reward. And the whole politic game is all about reward. Who's ever funding a certain candidate, even though they know already who's gonna have it, the agendas that they push because they bought and sold those candidates, that's what they have. Now, going to part of abortion is the whole entire Planned Parenthood, which started with Margaret Sanger, all right, that devil, and her whole thing was pretty much to kill Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the poor people, children. And look how that worked out. And who's part of Planned Parenthood, or who has some type of link to it. Billy Gates, who's Bill Gates Sr., was one of the top guys in there. I think he was a shareholder, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Maybe he was a director, but neither here goes there. So you see that the devilish agenda. Real quick, Psalm 64, because it's all about an agenda. Why would they put this agenda? If America is so evil, why all of a sudden they want to switch game? Okay, Psalm 64 and 2. It said, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Who are the perfect? The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the biblical Israelites. They lie and make you, because what they said, when abortion was illegal, you had more white women that was getting abortions. But when it became legal, then more colored women at the time were doing it. Okay? So they are targeting a demographic. But once again, why would all of a sudden they would switch it? There's a deeper plan behind everything that they do. So something that they'll shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. The commune of lying snares, which is traps. Privately they say, who shall see them? Now if I can find it, let's see. I'm gonna type it in. Satanist church, a Satanist. I remember this came out a couple months ago. It said how the Satan temple is using abortion rituals to claim religious. No. I think this was it. It was one of them. Yeah. All right. I mean, it's self-explanatory. But you got, it says, Satanists may be the last hope against Texas abortion bill. How the Satanic Temple could bring abortion rights to the Supreme Court. All right, here it is. You got the biggest devils of them all. That's helping push this abortion abortion situation. All right, they fighting for it. And why? It says how the Satanic Temple is using abortion rituals to claim religious liberty against the Texas heart bill, which this came out last year. Texas controversy on anti-abortion law known as a heartbeat bill, went into effect at midnight on September 1st, 2021. Less than 24 hours later, the Supreme Court declared it would not block the law. In response, the Satanic Temple, non-theistic group that has been recognized by the IRS as a religion, announced that it would fight back, invoking the Religious Freedom Restoration Act of RFRA to demand exemption from abortion restriction on religious grounds. RFRA laws, which came in effect in 1993, restrict government ability to burden religious practice. Let's say, does it say anything? What they do with that? Well, they don't necessarily need to, but it shows you that they're willing to fight for it. Proves something is wrong with this. So this is part of Esau's major plan, but ultimately it's part of the Most High's plan. And I'm going to bring out a couple scriptures on that. All right. So Psalm 64 and 5 says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. So the whole entire abortion thing was an evil matter. They encourage themselves. But when you have people that don't believe in the Most High and believe in Satan that's for it, that's trying to keep Wade versus Roe going, that says a lot right there. That says a whole lot. It says they commune of lying snares privately. They say who shall see them. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both their inward thoughts of every one of them, and their heart is deep. All right, real quick, before I forget, before I get this one, Sirach. No, not Sirach. Say that's actually it's Second Ezra. Oh, a couple of them actually. The second is the 15th chapter tells you. And actually 16, I think 38. Second is this, which that's the points. One, the daughter shall one. Bridegroom, how Salakia. I had something in mind, but if it don't come to fruition, it's okay. Maybe it's second 15 chapter I'm thinking of. Slovakia. Well, basically, in a nutshell, these women are going to have a lot of kids when that time comes. I mean, when all hell breaks loose. Because this is what, this is exactly how the Lord wants things to be. See, now, women have the liberty to do whatever they want with their bodies, so to speak. So they could be out there, promiscuous and sleep whoever they want to sleep with. But when they are stuck with those babies, which they are going to be stuck with those babies. I just can't remember particular. I believe it's. Oh, there it is. There it is. Because you gotta how everything is about to break down. Everything is about to break down in a way the Lord wants things to be. He has to set the scenery. All right. The scenery for a long time, this place has been abominable. But real quick before I go to it's in the same. This place has been abominable for a long period of time. So now the Lord's gonna bring their greatest fears to them. All right. 2 Ezra 16 and 43. He that soweth as if he had not reaped, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as widows, and therefore they that labor in vain. For the strangers shall reap their fruits, and spoil their goods, and overthrow their houses, and take their children captives for into captivity, and famine shall they get. Sorry, let me read that slowly. For captivity, concentration camps, and famine shall they get children. So how they're going to get children unless something or law is not being passed? These people are going to have children, and them having children is going to set a whole nother atmosphere for a lot of things that we read about that some people say that will never happen. All right. It says they that occupy their merchant. No, that was the point. So then in their captivity and in famine, women are going to have children. What are they going to do with those children? Let's go to something real quick. Lamentations 4. It's further up. Lamentations 4 and 6. 5. No, 6. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people, which is Israelites, is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, and that was overthrown in a moment, and no hand shall stay. That's past what I was looking for. Slovakia. There it is. Sorry, 9. I saw that 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through from want of fruits in a field. So those who get killed in those days by the sword, gun, however, is going to be better than they that starve to death. It says, and the hands of the pitiful women have slaughtered their own children. They were the meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. So the Lord is setting this stage up again. Real quick, Ezekiel 5, I believe it's the 5th chapter. Yep, at 10 it says, therefore the fathers shall eat their sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgment in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter in all the winds. So something horrible is about to take place. All right. Whereas I say, wherefore as I live, saith the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, surely because they had defiled my sanctuary with all the detestable things and with all thy abomination, therefore I would diminish thee, neither shall my eye spare, neither will I have any pity. So the Lord is going to do that to his own people for a good reason, but it's bigger than this, his own people. The Lord's bringing famine. What's it? I believe it's Isaiah 9 and favorite one, 19? No, 18, 20. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Because what? A great famine is coming. Okay? A great famine is coming. 2 Ezra 15, I believe it's 51. Yep. I just want to get to the point. 2 Ezra 15 and to the point. It says, I'll start at 55. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom. Therefore shalt thou receive recompense, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord. Even so shall Yahweh do unto thee, and shall deliver thee in mischief. Thy children shall die in hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. The city shall be broken, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood for the very hunger of bread and thirst of water. That thou as unhappy shall come through the sea and receive plagues again. So the great plagues that's coming to America is leading to famine, is leading to pestilence, but within that famine, there's going to be a lot of cannibalism. All right? So the Lord is setting it up perfect. So that's why sometimes you got to look at the bigger picture. You gotta see the bigger pitch that's behind what everything is happening. Because once you have open people that worship Satan defending this, because what do? They actually use those body parts. And a lot of those body parts are being used in your basic stuff that you use every day. So that saying that they don't need it no more, or is it because of a bigger picture? All right, and we like to think for a bigger picture. And that bigger picture is family. That's coming. Okay, so these women are gonna bear children. They're gonna have no other choice, because a lot of these women, they're gonna kill their children anyway. All right, this is the type of sickness that we're dealing with. But before I end up, I must bring this scripture out. Wisdom of Solomon 12:2 to the point. Therefore, chastise them a little by little that offend, warns them that by putting them in remembrance wherein they offended, and leaving their wickedness, they may believe on thee, O Lord. Talking about our forefathers. But here's the point: for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land. Who was those old inhabitants of the Holy Land? The Canaanites. All right, and this is what the Canaanites were doing. This is why Leviticus, the 18th chapter, Leviticus, the 19th chapter, Leviticus, the 20th chapter tells, Leviticus, the 18th chapter tells you straight up, don't do like the people in the land doing, also like the Egyptians were doing. All right, and here's some of the things that was being done, and how familiar this sounds. Verse 4: whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcraft. Witchcraft is one, right? And wicked sacrifices. And also those merciless murders of children, and devourings of men's flesh, and the feasting of blood. So the merciless murders of children is now abortion, a merciless murder of children. They would literally, if you saw the video, how they actually do it, how foul and disgusting they literally got to kill the child and suck the baby's body out with a fucking vacuum. Then turn around and the woman act like she didn't do nothing. And like the scripture says, wickedness is roughly paraphrasing, little wickedness is nothing to a wicked woman. All right, so they go back and do the horrid shit that they do. Well, these are one of the major traits why the Lord got rid of those people in that particular land. Verse 6: with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and their parents, father and mother, that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. Who's those souls destitute of help? Their children. So here it is, a common practice to this very day. The Wade versus Roe of the ancient world that was being done, that was being practiced. This is one of the main reasons why the Lord got rid of those damn Canaanites. And this is something that's openly practiced to this day until now. And we already said why one of the major reasons why the Lord is going to allow women to have children, because eventually they're going to practice something else when they're starving to death. And now the Lord has all the rights to just have them swim in thermonuclear fire, eternal fire. Okay? It says that the land which thou esteem above all other might receive a worthy colony of God's children. All right? So that was why those people, one of the major reasons why those people got. And who did the Lord use? He used Israelites, the righteous, to get rid of them. All right? So a lot of you people you're gonna have to pay for all the wicked things you have done on the planet Earth. And the Lord knows all the evil that you people have done. All right? So with that, I know it was all over the place, but I had to hit a couple of points. So that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Look at this filth. Anyway, shalom.